Welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on stage 12 of the Alien from Agora models. Took a look at the screws because there was two different types of screws, and actually so far there's only three different types of screws. These are the 2.3 by 6 millimeter. These are 2 millimeter, 2 by 6 millimeter. Didn't go back to figure out what these silver ones are, but really a lot pretty convenient compared to other part works. So the first thing we do is we take this part here from the last stage, and it is pretty stiff. Hopefully it will be stiff enough. Take the ball joint assembly and the skull attachment plate from previous stage, along with the says the head 12.1, which is it's the underside of the head. And you'll drop this part in here. Let's see, what's it say? Note the flat side, top of the ball joint assembly, right here. I know it's black against black against black, but that's flat side. It's going to drop in here just like this. Recess, insert the ball joint assembly through the part. Next, the skull attachment plate, which has a similar shape on it, is going to come down and sit on top of here. You've got sockets for the pins to go into, and then the screws are going to go on there. So this is going to go on here just like this, and it's going to be attached with 4 of the 2.3 by 6 millimeter screws. There's 3 and 4. I'm going to reserve my opinion on the fact that the plate and the bottom of the head are plastic, as is this plate. Or I mean, the plate and the skull bottom is all plastic, where the neck is a metal rod. Not sure how well plastic is going to hold up. Hopefully it will not break. Of course, on the other hand, once my Alien is set up and in place, once he's done, I tend to set them in place and let them sit there. Turn on the lights on them occasionally, but that's about it. So here's the 4th screw going in. I'm going to tighten this one all the way down. I'm just going snug. I don't want to strip out these screws because this is going to be an important part of the build. If I was to screw these parts up, that means the Alien will not hold itself together. I could certainly order new parts, but I don't like to have to get new parts because I screw them up. So, let me see. Hopefully that's snug enough. Still curious what this flat spot is going to hold on, and there's a pin that goes through there. Something's gonna hold here. It's gonna hold it. This is gonna be the bottom of the skull, so might be a while before we need that pin. So the next thing we do is we take these 2 washers, or actually not washers, bearings, and put them onto this neck piece. It's actually got it this direction. So let's see what the next thing it says to do is. And that is left head assembly. This is the right, this is the left. That is going to seat in somewhere. Left head assembly, which constructed in 7, insert the tab at the side of the head, circled. So how do I know which is the front and which is the back? Okay, picture shows the ones near together are in the back. Actually, that's in the front because of the way this goes on here. So this tab, okay, there it is. this tab here is going to go into this slot right here. Maybe. It's supposed to go in there. It's a little bit. It's a little bit tight. You just make sure. Yeah, I do. I have it backwards. Yeah, no fussing, no muss, no fuss. Goes right in there if you have it right. I had turned this around while I was looking at it. Again, this is the back of the head. This is the front of the head. The wider pins go in the front. Okay. Right side of the head is going to go on the exact same way. Set this down. This slot is going to go on here, this tab. You've also got these blocks here that have holes in them all the way down to the back of the head. There's points, there's posts on the left hand side. Let me get that left hand side here that are going to match up, and that's going to tie the head together. Let me go ahead and pause at this point because I want to get this put together, and then I'll come back when I'm ready to put screws in. I'll probably put one screw in first. Other thing is, at the same time, which is always fun, this goes on here. Yeah. Orient the lower jaw as shown. Oh, this is the lower jaw. Slot. Orientate the lower jaw as shown and fit the end of the hole found at the front of the head assembly as shown. So I believe this is supposed to, yeah. Okay, that's just going to go on there like that. So now I'm going to step away, or I'm going to pause the camera. The other side of the lower jaw is going to go right here. All these pins are going to line up. You've got a couple of pins here that are going to line up, or a couple of slots here, or holes, several, 4 of them, that are going to line up with these pins. And so let me step away. I'll put the whole thing together. Might put one screw on the front, one screw on the back, just to hold it together, and I'll be back. Actually, that was a whole lot easier than I expected. I'm actually less than a minute since I paused. So at this point, don't change pages on me. I need to secure the parts together. Let's see. After making sure that the left and right sections are flush together, secure the parts together with 7 screws. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's well more than 7, but we'll work with it. First things first, get a screw on here. And I'm going to start in the middle here. Not quite pushed together here. We get the back 3 all started, and then I'll work on the ones towards the front. I should be able to, yeah, I can lay it down for right now. It helps a lot. This hole is lined up. Just the screw keeps falling off the cross point. This is a spot where it is very key to get them all started before you put anything, before you tighten anything down. Not too bad. Just look down. I've got the third screw ready to go in and had 5 screws left. So I missed by 1 when I went to pull out 7. Okay, so let's go ahead and take up here. Let me see if you can. Okay, you can see that there are 4 spots. I got a screw in 1. I'm going to go across the kitty corner, whatever you want to call it, and get all 4 screws in, or at least started. This one's slotted in there. Last one, I'm going to pause while I go and put all the screws, tighten them all down, and then we'll see how it looks. Be right back. Okay, they're all tightened down, and that is the alien head. Like I said, like I discovered a few videos ago, these come right up together. Looks really cool, and the bearings let this part move, let the jaw move pretty freely, and you can see right there the keyway on there as it moves. So let's see what the next step is. Next step says to take these parts back off again, but I don't think I'm going to need this tape ever again. I'm just going to tear the tape because I can put new tape on if I have to. Take the lower jaw assembly, which was last worked on in stage 8. Carefully remove lower jaws. Carefully, not just let it fall off. And the washer fell out. Okay. Get this tape thrown away. 12-5. Let me see, what is 12-5? 2.3 by 6 millimeter screws. Okay. Pop this back in. Guessing that they're probably going to have me take them out anyway. So these come off. Set them off to the side. Assembly is fitted within the front part of the head. Fit the lower jaw. And slots and washers. Okay, so these can come off. Glue in place. That's what these will finally get glued in place. So this is going to go on here like this. Interesting. Oh, I see how that works. Okay, so I'm looking at this and the keyways don't line up. That's because the keyway on here is going to go through here, and then the keyway inside of here has to fit inside of that washer. The keyway on the jaw is going to fit inside the washer, and then it's going to get attached to the screw on both sides. This is going to be a little bit hard to see anything. It's already hard for me to look at it and see it because it's all black parts. So I'm going to pause the camera here, get it assembled, and be right back. Again, when the camera was no longer rolling, it was not that hard. And like I said, the fact that this was a little bit tweaked, not bad. You can see the screw in here on both sides. And when I grab this lever here, the jaw opens and closes. So now I can put these back on, which every time I'm like, I look at them and I'm like, how does this fit on here? This is the opposite side. These can actually be glued in place at this point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them. Hang on. Did I? I did. On both sides. I'll be right back. I got to take the washer off, turn it around because it's not fitting. I'll show you what I'm talking about here real quick. I've got the fat end on the wrong side, so let me turn this one around. Slide it back onto here. Tighten it back down. Do the same thing. Actually, the jaw loop already moves a little bit easier. And I discovered that because I could not get the part to push down to where it should be. The outer mandible part. Hate it when I do that. It's still not lining up exactly right, I don't think. I'll be back. Okay, this was a little bit wonky. I had to take the washers off back and forth and switch sides and whole 9 yards. And I finally got it to where everything fits and it actually moves really easy. Right now I put a drop of glue into each hole using my pin vise, and I'm letting it cure a little bit before I do anything else with it. Just want to get it set in there because that part I don't want to fall off. What it does say, the next step, and I can do this after I clean the glue bottle with the clamps still on there, is to turn the head over upside down, put the pipes which were supplied in the various stages. Other end fits in the peg on 2-1. Repeat the process. So turn it over. And like I said, these pins are going to go into here. Just need to make sure because I didn't keep track of which is which. This one's going to go perfect. Piece of cake, actually. Like that. And then same thing over here. Once I have them both on and I know for sure they fit, like that. So now let me go ahead and put some glue on this pin. Does it say to glue them? Let's see, pegs and splashes. Glue in place, okay. Just want to make sure. I don't want to glue it in place and find out I have to take it off later. Because I think it was the Nexus that glued these on and then it said, take them back off. Just here. And he was like, okay. He was able to do it, but I don't want to buy trouble because there are some pretty, not heinous, but not really difficult, but trying parts to this kid. So glue in there. And they go in there like they were made to go there. Imagine that. Put some glue on this pin. Just because, yes, it is holding it without any problem. Okay, so let's gently take the pins off or the clamps off. Make sure that nothing pops open. set them over here. Don't think I'm going to use the pin in this stage, so I'm going to put the pin in the screw box. So now it says to take the head, or the top of the skull, and put this part here in. There's this, okay, there's the screw hole right there. I want to see, I think it goes that way. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a keyway on there. So it's going to go one way and one way only. Goes on there like that, gets held in by the small screw that we received in this issue. 2 by 6 millimeter. This is going to go in here very gently. I always say gently when I'm screwing, I don't know why. Snug it down. And at this point, we are complete. This, I'm sure, is going to, when it comes back, it's going to come up and catch this, closing the jaw. It's, as it comes out, it's going to let the jaw fall open. And this is actually stage 1 of putting the head together, putting the skull together. I'm just going to kind of set this together if I can. The motor's in a funky place. I'm not going to fight it too much. That will come when it's time to actually, okay, there's the problem. I'm not going to mess with it too much, but that's going to tie it together. Probably would be easier to run this, run the inner jaw out, so I'm not fighting against that as well. But this, you get the idea of how this is going to go together. And that motor just kind of, that motor's in a bad spot. I'm guessing it's going to have to go in maybe from the back. Somehow this motor is sticking out right here. Has got to fit down inside of here. So I'm going to set the skull down. The bottom of the skull. Actually, set it down this way so that I don't bend those pipes. And that is actually the end of stage 12 and the end of pack 2. So it's now, the skull is as close as it's going to get to being complete on this set of videos that I'm doing on the Labor Day weekend. Hope you guys are enjoying this. It just, a lot just came together. I really like the way it looks. Just a little bit of a seam here. But this is all going to be up underneath. And there's no way to really close that. No good way to close that. I mean, I could putty it and everything else and try and match paint, but I'm going to leave it as is. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm enjoying it. Just a lot just came together today, and that is actually the, like I said, it's the end of the excuse me, end of this pack, which was, I want to say, let me go to the front here. I think this was actually the second shipment. Yeah, pack 2. And I have up to, I believe, pack 4. So, pretty impressive build to me, at least. In my mind, it's a pretty impressive build. Hope you guys, like I said before, hope you guys are enjoying it. Like, subscribe. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. See what we're doing. Link for Discord should be in the description. I'll try and remember to start adding that. Have a great afternoon, evening, morning, whenever you're watching this. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great tomorrow. And I will see you on the next video.